2 more minutes.
Okay.
I can see that still people are joining.
Okay.
You can start, Jérôme.
Okay. So good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining this webinar from Sunwow about electronic solution for HVAC market. So I'm Jérôme Gigier. I'm technical manager in Sunwow Europe and based in France, and in charge of France, Iberia, and Benelux region. I'm technical support for all the customers in this region and for the sales team. I'm technical manager for electronic components also in Sunwow company. So just few words about the Sunwow company. So the headquarters is in China, in Hangzhou exactly. It was created in 1984. We are 23,000 employees, and the turnover is around $4 billion. We have 4 main divisions with automotive, microchannel, home appliance, and HVAC components. So HVAC is where I'm working for. In Europe, we have a headquarters in Madrid. We created in 2008, and we have all the country around the Europe. So France, of course, and also Germany, Turkey, Russia, and we are 50 employees, including sales manager, key account manager, technical manager, portfolio manager, customer assistant, logistic, financial, and marketing division. For about logistic, we are a warehouse based in Tychy in Poland. We distribute our product for all the country in Europe. Just an overview of all the products we have in our catalog for HVAC application. So of course we have thermostatic expansion valve, ball valve, solenoid valve, electronic expansion valve, side glass. We have also filter dryers, heat exchanger, pressure transmitter, pressure switch, check valve, and service valve, and the receiver, and some small compressor pressure sensor. And today I'm going to focus on my presentation on electronic expansion valve and EV controller and pressure transmitter. So I'm going to start with unipolar valve, expansion valve, electronic expansion valve. The name is called DPF. DPF is a unipolar valve, so suitable with all the refrigerant on the market, even for E2L and E3 refrigerant. We have 30 models from very small orifice, 1.0 to 6.5 millimeters. This corresponding to the capacity around 1 kilowatt to 180 kilowatt for R32. And the temperature range is huge, is minus 40 to 85 degree. And this valve is with 500 steps from 10 to 100%. So you can open it from 10 to 100%. This is a B-flow valve. So you can use it for heat pump application or reversible chillers if you need. And the max pressure is 49 bars, so perfectly suitable with R32 refrigerant. They are certified PUD, UL/CSA, and the low voltage directive, and also EN 60 3385.2. This is for flammable refrigerant. This DPF you will see in the datasheet if you download it. We have a different refrigerant and different models for the capacity. So for R32, the maximum cooling capacity for these conditions is 7 kilowatt for the small valve till 180 kilowatt for the big valve. We have different shape design. So the small valve are designed in a U shape or N shape. It depends on what is the position of the valve. And for the big one, for the 3.0 to 6.5, we have only L shape. So the inlet of the gas, of the liquid, is on the horizontal tube, and the outlet is on the vertical tube. For the small valve, we have on the top of the valve also some information about we have the logo, Sanwa logo. We have also a QR code with that code on the product information. And we have 5 fixing points for the coil. To control this unipolar valve, Sanwa developed the SEC 61. The SEC is a Sanwa electronic controller. So is able to control unipolar valve, but to control the super heat of the installation of the evaporator, you need also a temperature sensor and a pressure transmitter to calculate the super heat. So pressure transmitter and temperature sensor at the outlet of the evaporator. The controller calculate, measure, and calculate if he need to open or close the valve depending on the setting of the super heat. And you need also a run signal to start or to stop the control of the super heat. Mainly is in parallel of the on-off from the compressor. We have 2 models in Europe. So the SEC 60, this one, the SEC 11 and the 612 is depend of which pressure transmitter you will use, if it's a voltage or is a current version. The controller integrates a lot of functionality. So inside we will have a PID regulation. So you can adjust the PID parameters depending of the behavior of the valve during the test, during the commissioning. We have a MOB function, so it's to control the maximum pressure, like TXV, a thermostatic expansion valve. We have a force opening during startup, so it's to avoid the low pressure cutoff. We have also manual control, mainly used during the commissioning or for test in the lab. You can control, you can open the valve at 50%, for example, to start the test. We have an extra closing function. So it's to be sure that the valve is completely closed. When the controller push the valve close, we have an extra closing, is to reinitialize the valve. We have also a hot gas bypass function, pump down function. It's more used for refrigeration, but we have this function inside the controller. And we have alarm with delay or not. So we have a output relay, normally closed or normally open on the controller. This controller needs to be supplied with 24 volts DC or AC voltage. We can use ratiometric, so it's a voltage or current pressure transmitter, and we can use also for driver function. A driver function is the intelligence of algorithm of the SuperVit is not, you don't use the algorithm from the SEC. You use your own control, your own algorithm, and you just send an analog signal to the controller, and the controller convert this signal to stepper motor signal. We have already this fast connection because we use XHP connection to go fast during the production on the production line, and we have also a Modbus port to use with to communicate with other controller or with the supervision. So all the parameters are accessible in read and write. We have also some accessories for this SEC61. For this controller, we have the supply voltage to convert 230 volts to 24 volt DC. We have also a supercapacitor, is to close the valve when the main supply is cut off. So accidentally, it's possible that the voltage switch off. So the supercapacitor is able to close the valve. And we have also a manual operation device, is to copy all the parameters from one controller to another controller. We have also a bipolar valve in the catalog. So the name called the VPF. So they are multi-refrigerants, of course. They're working for HFC, HFO, and all the flammable refrigerants, A2L and A3. They are approved for A2L. We have 7 models from 12.5 to 400. The capacity is around 10 to 2.2 megawatt for 410A. And the temperature range is -40 to 90 degrees. Of course, these bipolar valves have much more number of steps, 2,060 and 3,080 steps to control the SuperVit. This is a B-flow valve, so you can use for bigger chillers, reversible chillers, or for rooftop application, or for heat pump application. We have B-metal connectors, so easier to connect in the copper tube with copper tube. We have a M12 connector. This is an electrical connector with 4 wires. The maximum pressure is 50 bar, sorry, for the steel VPF 150 and 45 bar for VPF 250 and 400. So yeah, they are certified PED, ULCSA, and low voltage directive. They are also certified for flammable refrigerant via the EN 60335.2 for the 4 first sizes. So it's corresponding to 750 kilowatt for R32 for one circuit. So it's already a huge unit. So in the catalog, in the datasheet, you will find the selection table. So for all the refrigerants, for main refrigerant, not all because there are much more refrigerant. But for R32, for example, you can see that we have certified, so NC is not certified, so we can use R32 VPF for R32 till 750 kilowatt. So it's already a huge possibility. We have also for propane, for the refrigerant standard one for 410A, for example, you know perfectly for many years. So we can reach to 2 megawatt with 410A with the big valve. For the small VPF 12 and 25, we have two different shapes, so straight shape and also L shape. For VPF 50 and 100, we can have, the design is only in a straight shape, but we can have with or without side glass. And for VPF, for big VPF, the design is straight shape, and we have the side glass inside on the product. To control this VPF, sorry, we have developed a VSD controller. So according to an analog input, an analog signal is able to convert to the stepper motor signal to control the VPF. So we can use a 010 volt or 420 milliamp, or use a Modbus to drive the VPF. We have two models. One is a VSD 1002, is a standard model, and the VSD 1002P with an integrated battery backup. So you have the ultra capacitor inside the driver. So this VSD, we have the supply on with 24 volt AC or DC. The input, we have the same input. You can control it for 20 milliamp, 010 volt. You have also a digital input to force the valve to open or close. And we have four wires for the EEV output. And of course, the Modbus via RS485 port. This controller is configured for Sanwa valve, so for 200 PPS. This is the speed to open or close the valve. And with this switch, we can set the maximum step of number, because we have seen before that it depends on if you use a small valve 12 or 400, you don't have the same number of maximum step. About pressure transmitter, so we have two models. We are certified for A2L. YCQB is a voltage models, and YCQC is for current, so for 20 milliamp. This product are certified for the group 1, so A2L and R3 refrigerant. We have also the certification. So we have many pressure range available now. So we have 020 bar, 030, 50, or 016. We have a lot of models in the catalog now. The maximum temperature is 150 degrees, so very suitable with a discharge line with R32. For example, because R32 need have a very high temperature in the discharge pipe. We have many electrical connection, for example, lead wires. We have also Picard connector, the blue or the red. We have Hirschmann in black. We have DIN plug. I don't put the photo, but we have DIN plug, Molex, M12, M16. So this is for electrical connection. And for refrigerant connection, we have a flare, very common. Flare connection. We have also solder, so it's recommended to use for A2L or for flammable, for propane. Solder connection. We have also G14 or G38. The accuracy depends on the models, but it's from 0.8 to 2% full square. So it's depending on the model. So I prefer not to go in details. It's indicated in the drawing or in the datasheet. And this product are certified PED on the EMC directive. So now I'm going to talk about another solution more for refrigeration, but we can have some customer using both HVAC or refrigeration interesting by this product. So we have also a complete kit we offer with SEC61. So this is a superior controller we have seen before with a WASI-QC, so it's a pressure transmitter, and also a stepper motor, name is LPF, with a motor, with a stepper motor, and the NTC sensor to calculate the super weight. So this is a complete kit we have created for mainly for wholesaler, but some OEMs are using them today. So the big advantage is for the LPF. The LPF is get a very low internal leakage, so less than 1 milliliter per minute with 10 bar difference pressure. So we can remove on the liquid line, the liquid solenoid valve on the circuit. So is a big advantage of this valve is we can remove the solenoid valve, the liquid solenoid valve. So all this kit is approved also for heatware. So for refrigerant is 454A, for example, 454C, so for heatware. We have, for the moment, 4 kits, LPF 10, LPF 14, 18, and 24, with all the refrigerant for main refrigerant for the refrigeration market. So, for example, you can see that the capacity for 455A is from 4 kilowatt to 15 kilowatts. So it's already a good evaporator for a cold room, for example, or for other application in a refrigeration market. So this is the maximum capacity. So the APF is, we have today 2 other models. So we extend the range with LPF 0.8 to 3.2. So it's around the capacity from 300 watt to 25 kilowatt for the refrigerant 449A. We can have, if the kit is not suitable with your application, we have also the LPF with other cable lengths. If the pressure transmitter in the kit is not suitable with your need, with your requirement, we can change to other pressure range or other connector types. Same for the NTC. If the long cable is not suitable with your application, we can change it for 5 or 9 meters. And we can change also the controller SEC61 for voltage pressure transmitter instead of current pressure transmitter. And if you want to use also CO2 application, if you have a CO2 application, we have 2 models, the APFD, so it's 60 bar, maximum pressure of 60 bar for capacity from 1 kilowatt to 35 kilowatt. And if 60 bar is not enough for your application, you can use the DPFR we have also in the catalog. DPFR is a expansion valve suitable with 140 bar. And we have 3 models and from 1 to 45 kilowatt. And we have also pressure transmitter for CO2 application, specific for this application. So this pressure transmitter, for high pressure, I call them high pressure because it's 150 bar and or 90 bar. We have 2 different models, 2 category, voltage or current. So we have the detail in the table below. So with XHP or Parker connector. So for example, the WASI-Q is then. So that's all for me today. Thanks for your attention. If you have some question, I think you can send to your technical manager if you know them, or your sales manager.